Recently, I actually left my car keys in Mexico, so I haven't been able to have a car for the past week and a half at all, and the only thing I've been able to use is my feet. But nobody thinks you're rich if you're just walking around with your feet everywhere. All right, so yeah, Clutch and luckily, I found a plan to get a free car. It's not completely free. You might have to pay $2,000 or $5,000, somewhere in that range. But if you're getting a $50,000 car, that is an absolute steal. And the car is still under your name, so at the end of this method, you could actually probably sell it and make a ton of money off this too. And yes, it's legal too, so don't worry about that. Is it moral? Yes, depending on, what your morals are. I would say so. And it's not just stealing from someone. Let's get into my tutorial that I invented, by the way. Step 1, you're gonna have to get a job. I know this is unfortunate, but it's what you gotta do. So yeah, go sign up for a job. You can get any generic job. It doesn't have to be some office job, just enough where you'll get approved for a car loan. Oh my God, yes. Yes, John, I'd love to take this job. Thank you for the offer. Now that you've gotten your job, hopefully the car is zeroed down, you're gonna wanna go get a new car. Be like, hey, I get paid $3,000 a month or whatever, I don't know, something like that. And I live with my parents. I can make these payments for this car. Hello, yeah, I'd like to get one Maybach, please, just so I can bounce the Maybach. Whenever you're at the bank, they're gonna ask you to do something called a cosign, because they're like, hey, you don't have enough money saved up, and we're gonna need someone as kind of a backup to pay this off if you can't. And luckily, because your parents love you, they're going to co-sign on the loan for you. Mom, trust. On everything I love, I'm not gonna miss a single pay. Like, you can trust me, Mom. If you get your parents to co-sign on a loan, it basically means if you don't pay the loan, they just have to make the payments for you. You have this 5-year loan on your car and your parents are already co-signed on it, you're gonna wanna quit your job after making the first couple payments. Your parents are also reliable for the payments, but you don't have any money, so they have to pay for this car. Now, I've only worked here a month, but it's just not working out. I need something new. Now, I know your parents are probably gonna get pretty mad at you. Look, good things always come with the price. When I said free, I meant pretty much financially. The price you're gonna pay is your parents are gonna annoy you and try to guilt trip you and be like, we're in all this financial stress because of you, and Mom, I told you I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make them. Like, I told you I didn't think it would be doable, but you told me that you thought the car was a good idea. I told you I didn't want this. But who cares? Plenty of people do this. Lots of people will do things to mooch off their parents. Even if you think about it, anyone who goes to college and just parties for a year and drops out because they didn't actually care about getting the degree, they just had their parents pay like $10 to, I guess, $15 or even $20,000 for them to go party for a year. And you're feeling bad about having a fire whip to drive around. You need to grow some balls, because plenty of people do stuff like this. This is normal. Now, if your parents are willing to just buy the car in cash for you, then yeah, just take that option instead. That's way better. But a lot of parents aren't very chill. They're not just gonna be like, yeah, we'll buy you a car. And even if they do buy you a car, they're not gonna buy you one as expensive as the one you could finance, which is why this method is super ideal. And yeah, last, most importantly, if your parents are super hard on you and end up just refusing to make the payments and they take some financial hit from it and your car gets repoed, then you should have been smart enough to know your parents are that way in the first place and not tried this method. You can do stuff like this for a lot of things, by the way. It's not just cars, but cars is just the best if you need to flex on people very quickly, right? There are a lot of ways to get your parents liable for your loans. Obviously, past a certain age, you're screwed. Let me know in the comments if this worked, guys.